Hi, Aggie. How are you?
I'm anxious today, as usual.
Ah, would you like to address your anxiety today with a bit of discussion about the true self?
Let's do it.
Okay, we know that infants have lots of feelings, like fear, frustration, sadness, interest, pleasure. These are called primary feelings. These feelings represent your true self.
I hadn't thought about infants having feelings, only needs, need to be fed, need to be changed. When I think about infants having feelings, I feel more respectful of the fact that they are born into human life without having any skills. So they're a bundle of feelings, as well as needing things.
You're understanding this clearly.
I guess I'm not too surprised at the list. When I think about having taken care of my own child, it's clear that he was feeling frustrated when he was hungry or wet, so would cry and then be delighted when his needs were met.
Perfect. Now, let's erase that list and make another. As youngsters, we begin to be socialized by a group, whether it's family, church, synagogue, school, or some other group. There, we learn that one or more of those feelings aren't okay, and we internalize that message and substitute other feelings for the feelings of the true self.
So, you're erasing the true self?
Yes, but only temporarily. In our families, for instance, we learn socialized feelings like anxiety, guilt, or shame that interfere with the natural expression of the true self. Instead of feeling anger, for instance, we might feel guilt, or instead of feeling pleasure, we might feel anxiety. The masked self is a way of being that develops to please others, to fit in, or avoid embarrassment, instead of being true to oneself.
I can see how my feeling of anxiety might be a mask, but the anxiety feels so real that it's hard to imagine being without it.
That's understandable. And now, one more list. This last is a list of core beliefs that may be part of the masked self. Core negative beliefs about self are irrational and often come from what we learned in childhood. For instance, I'm damaged, I'm unlovable, I'm not enough in some way. Instead of feeling frustration, we think, this is happening because I'm not enough. So, the expression of the true self gets blocked. The masked self is the part of you that deals with society and feels the anxiety.
Yes, I understand. Often, I know I'm trying to keep people from understanding things about me that I'd rather they not know, and I know that makes me anxious around people. I'd love it if I could get rid of some of that anxiety, but you've been going on and on about the true self and the masked self, and how does this apply to me?
So, what has been on your mind recently?
I've been waiting for the response to my application to the New York University doctoral program in English to come through. I've been waiting since November when I applied, and now it's March. I'm supposed to hear by March 31st. It's almost that time. I'm afraid I'm not going to get in.
And how does that make you feel?
Anxious, very anxious. I'm afraid that they won't want me and they'll think I'm not good enough or not suited for the NYU program.
That sounds really difficult. We know that anxiety is a socialized feeling, not a feeling that is an expression of the true self. David Burns, the CBT expert, suggests an exercise he calls the vertical arrow, or the downward elevator. With the vertical arrow, or downward elevator, we address the issue of your anxiety with the question, what then? To see what's at the bottom. Are you willing to find out what's at the bottom of your anxiety about this?
Yes, let's do it.
So, to begin, what happens if you don't get into the New York University doctoral program?
I'll feel really bad.
What then?
My mom will be really disappointed in me. We live together, and she really wants me to succeed after all the trouble with the bullies in high school.
What then?
I'll be stuck at home, and I won't be making very much money. My mother will be worried.
What then?
Everybody will know I couldn't get in, and they'll tease me about it and make me feel ashamed.
What then?
My trauma will get worse, and I'll never feel any better, so I'll feel like killing myself.
Do you notice how drastic a solution that is to your problem? You don't get into NYU, so you feel like killing yourself. This isn't a rational solution to not getting into NYU, is it? So, what then?
Well, now I'm thinking about other possibilities that will take a minute since I've been so focused on getting into NYU. I could go to another master's program. New York University said that if I didn't get into the doctoral program, they would send my application to the master's program.
What then?
Well, I might get into that master's program, and a lot of doors might be open for me if I don't get it. Like, I could just keep working on publishing my writing and making money that way.
Would there be anything wrong with that?
No, nothing wrong.
Sounds like you have high standards for yourself, and that you have more options than just getting into NYU because you're talented and versatile. How do you feel now?
Interested in what might happen for me in my life next.
So, by going together on the downward elevator, you've taken the anxiety you were feeling about not getting into NYU and changed it to the understanding that you have a lot of options. Potentially, you've taken the idea that you weren't allowed to feel pleasure or interest in your own successes, and you've allowed yourself to feel interested in how you will grow and develop. You've unblocked feelings that stem from your true self and have removed the mask that kept you from feeling good about what might be next for you.
It did feel like an elevator going down. I'm a little unsettled about not feeling the anxiety I'm so used to feeling. My mind is saying, "Are you sure this is right?" And another part of me is saying, "This is all right." I don't have to feel all that anxiety about this choice. There are other options that are open for me, and I feel unsettled, cautious, and a bit relieved. I'll remember the downward elevator experience, and whatever happens next for me, I'll know I can make it work for me as long as I remain interested in my own potential and growth.